Listen. Trials and tribulations, trials that I was faced with. Hard times kept me humble, but my hustle not complacent. Had a stubborn state of mind, my foolish pride kept me stationed. Burning bridges that I crossed, Cody's making statements. Losses I was taking, those juvenile placements. Catching fades with other inmates for the sets that we banging. Center console got that stainless in the spaceship, not complaining. Feeling famous off these platforms, name streaming late.
Hey, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed, and like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. With that being said, man, thank you guys for supporting me in my last video. You know, it was an honest question. But like I said, man, the questions that you guys provide allow me to sit here and reflect on my past. Allow me to sit here and actually do some constructive criticism towards myself. See, some people have a hard time doing that because everybody believes that what they're doing is right. What they're doing is pretty much what needs to be done. Self-reflection is probably one of the best tools for self-development and self-growth. So that's what I'm saying. I took an honest approach about it because I feel like that subscriber gave me an honest question for me to answer. And I don't neglect no questions. Trust me, I still got a phone full of a lot of questions I still got to go over, and it takes me some time, but I'm just not going to sit here and jump on YouTube and sound ignorant and stupid and like say asinine things to where, you know, I make no sense. I'm not should I say, persuading the people in the answers that I'm providing. So, thanks to the subscribers, something was brought up in my last comment, and I'm gonna talk about it right now. So with that being said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, always leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. You know, your opinions matter the most. Some people are asking, a lot of people have been asking me, have I considered removing my tattoos on my face? See, the thing about it, when I first got out, while I was on parole, they told me that gang tattoos were free. But where I was living at the time, I first paroled to Visalia at the time, I wasn't able to do it because there was no tattoo removal programs there. That was only in Kings County and Fresno County. So when I applied, they said the only way that I can qualify is if I was a resident in those two areas. At that, they even said certain gang tattoos were free. They would have to been scrutinized and approved. But any other tattoos on the face would have cost me $75 per session. And we're talking about getting this one removed. It'll take like 6 to 8 sessions, and that's $75. That was money that I couldn't afford then, and it's still money that I can't afford now because I do provide for my household. I do save money, but I also I got bigger goals to accommodate myself with and hopefully accomplish. So I penny pinch a lot, man. I try to save. I'm trying to go places, so I know savings is the most important thing that I need to do. But since I've been out, since the first month I've been out, I've always had a full-time job. I've always been an employee somewhere. So I maintained a full-time job since I've been out, man. That's been a blessing in itself. That's something that I don't take for granted, and I take my work very seriously. So, you know, I've done my best that I could. Maybe in the near future, if things look up, yeah, I can't really get my head tattoo removed. That's a lot, but my face tattoos, you know, I ain't really got a problem with that, you know. It might open up doors for opportunities, and I'm always looking for opportunities. So if that means, you know, branching out to better careers, better choices in life, better opportunities, of course, you know, I'm all about growth. One thing I wanted to talk about, somebody else said, he mentioned that the first video he ever watched was about when I first talked about Snoop getting dropped by the Bulldogs, and how I progressed since then. See, the basis of this YouTube did first start off as, you know, me combating Snoop. And throughout time, throughout my videos, I pointed out things about Snoop, but it wasn't to destroy that man's character. Me and him always had a personal beef. Me and him always been conflicted with one another's ideas and differences of ideas, differences of opinion. But I'm also showcasing to individuals who are still members in this rider movement that, you know, look, there's good and bad, bro. I mean, just because you haven't been to certain places, just because Snoop says you're not one because you haven't been to certain places, you know, all it is for this YouTube is I'm outlining and highlighting certain areas to give people better choices and opportunities to finally say, you know what, I'd rather not pursue this, or I'd rather pursue this, I'd rather grow, I'd rather stay home. Because as I'm sharing my prison experiences, you know, I progressed throughout the couple of months that this YouTube channel has been growing. I'm only sharing my prison stories, and I'm always making sure that I'm actually portraying a message to the youth on a positive note to say, you know what, just stay away from it. Because people ask, why am I still a member of the rider movement? See, here's the thing. When I first got out, I remember starting my social media on Facebook. And I remember trying to get in touch with all homies from my hood. And I was like, you know what, man, I want to see how everybody's doing. You know, I didn't come out to gangbang. You know, I mean, I completed it all. I told myself when I walk away from prison, you know, that's it for me, man. I'm going to leave it all behind. I did as much as violence as I needed to. I did as much as negativity as I needed to. I want to come out and do something different. But I reached out to everybody. Everybody was showing me the love, saying, man, we're glad you out. Man, we heard your situation was bad, you know, messed up politics. Hey, just do you. And then all the negativity came back. Everybody was dissing me. Everybody was calling me a dropout. Everybody was calling me a rider. Everybody was calling me a degenerate. They were putting girls on site if they were seen kicking it with me. So, you know, it sparked some rage in me because I already felt like my life was targeted. I even changed that Facebook and created a new one. I told myself, I'm only adding girls, bro. I ain't adding no dudes. You know, I'm only out here to chase women and chase money and make music. I made music, promoted it on my Facebook page, and then word got out again. And right back came the negativity. So I continued with my Facebook page. You know, like I said, I was just, you know, I'm fresh out of jail, bro. I'm just trying to chase, you know what? But it came to me. And the more I did music, the more I would get comments in my music video on my last page, you're this, you're that, when we catch you slipping. So no matter what I did, they were still coming after me. Even if I decided to say, you know what, I'm done with the gang life and just pursue the good life, everywhere I went, I was targeted. Everywhere I went, I was getting jumped in the beginning. And so I had to readjust my moves, recalculate my steps, and say, you know what, I can't do this because of these reasons. I can't do this because I'm targeted. I can't do this because I might get victimized. I couldn't even go around sleeping with women just to be a dog for a little bit because I had to worry about either getting set up or her brothers being affiliated or her family being affiliated or the neighborhood she was living in might be surrounded by, you know, oppositional forces. So I had to make a lot of drastic change. And at some point you get tired of just always just living in the shadows. You know, I can't live a productive life. I can't go out there and chase my dreams and network and, you know, make music because I have to worry about the environment that I place myself in. So it wasn't me. It was everybody else restricting me of doing what I needed to do. I wasn't going out there, going up to northern neighborhoods and banging on them and we banging back and we going at it. I was just doing me. And I became a prime target out here to the point where, you know, I had to relocate. I had to readjust myself. I had to get a different job. But it worked out for the best. Because now I stay home. I do these YouTube channels. But I remember talking to EBK in the beginning and I was like, look, bro, people want to know about us. We're two riders coming out, creating some type of traffic, creating some type of traction. I even told him, I was like, man, I want to do something different, bro. I want to do something positive. But we got to change the definition and the perspective that people have on us, bro. And he agreed with me. So I went full-fledged. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be on YouTube just discrediting gang politics or talking bad about the other side. That's not fair because my side ain't perfect. SNY side, man, it's corrupt politics like you would possibly imagine. And I'm going to continue to outline them too. Because both sides has their flaws and their errors. But both sides, there's a lot of positive that you can learn from as well. But the one thing I told myself as this channel was growing, I was like, man, if there's one thing that I could do different, because I can't change my circumstances. Even if I was to stop doing this and just say, you know what, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna go about my life, leave it all behind me. Until I relocate out of state to where I'm living comfortably, I'm always gonna be a prime target. My face is always gonna be recognized. So there's nothing else that I could do. The damage has been done. There's no way I could be on YouTube or be on the internet convincing the actives to say, you know what, just leave me alone. I don't mean no harm. I'm not no threat. Just let me go about my life. There's individuals who've been locked up, came out, been out 30 years. I just heard it the other day. He's been out 30 years since prison. And he just recently got shot in Hanford, California because of something he did 30 years ago. And he's been walked away. He's had kids, grandkids, his family life. The past catches up to us. A lot of people on YouTube are always like, you know, just walk away from the lifestyle, just let it go. See, the thing about it is, this is a lifestyle that some people choose to let go, but just because you chose to let go doesn't mean other people are going to let it go. Some people walk around with these type of vendettas or grudges or just the simple fact that a prison gang labeled you this automatically makes these other individuals just hate you with a passion, target you, put you as a prime target, willing to take you out in order to get stripes, in order to gain some type of recognition from their own people. You know how they say there's always somebody willing to put in work and make a name and make their bones. So no matter what it is I do, even if I stop making music or if I stop, preaching on this YouTube, the damage has already been done. The best that I could do is say, you know what? Even though I'm a writer and even though I make music, there's nothing more that I could do to change my circumstances with anybody else. What I'm trying to do here is just basically say, look, a lot of us don't come out the same. A lot of us I came out of prison just thinking, you know what? I'm going to do right. I'm going to do good. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to make a change. So every day that I do a YouTube channel and I do a video, before I do this video, I make sure I leave it with a positive message. Because just because I can't change my circumstances doesn't mean I'm incapable of changing a youngster's circumstances or the next man's circumstances for that matter. And hopefully with this YouTube channel, by my demonstration of actually chasing success, of actually elevating my game and elevating my opportunities and opening doors for opportunity for myself through this YouTube channel, I'm trying to show not only my boys, but the youth, like, there's better things to do with yourself. Because if you're not open-minded and you're just going through life closed-minded saying, you know what, I'm going to let another gang think for me, I'm going to let a gang tell me what to do, or I'm going to let my homies dictate my life by putting me in these positions like, hey, let's go pop some perks and drink some lean and let's kick it with girls and just waste our life away. Leaving no room for open-mindedness, you're going to go through life with limited clarity or no clarity at all. And when you go through life without establishing some type of clarity of what you want to do or where you want to be or who you want to become, then you're going to waste a whole lot of your life like I did trying to figure out what you want to do. Just on random dumbness and predicaments of stupidity. That's going to get you nowhere. And by the time you know it, you're going to be my age, 35, trying to figure out what your life's going to look like in the end. Because you wasted it this whole time just trying to have fun on the concept of just having fun. So that's what I told EBK when I was going to start this YouTube channel. I was like, I'm going to make a difference. If that's the best I could do with this channel, I'm going to make a difference. It doesn't matter that individuals have labeled me a writer. It doesn't matter if Snoop put me on side by half of my boys, because the other half every day support me on Instagram, support me on my Snapchat, say, keep doing what you're doing, man. We love the messages. That's coming from my own boys. You would think that me being an oppositional member towards the Northerners or towards, general population inmates, I've showed you guys time and time again through my last videos. I speak highly of it. I point out the good, but I'm also going to point out the bad. Because it's an equal balance. It's a balancing and weighing factor that I'm trying to display. Like, man, you have your good and you have your bad. But it's only up to you to make the right choices. But it's only up to you for you to make the choices necessary for your life. For the importance of your life. And that's all I'm trying to teach these kids with these YouTube videos. Is like, you just want to think about yourself now. Because the more you let another man think for you, the more you're gonna lose the opportunity and the capability to always start thinking for yourself. And that's the clearest message that I want to do today. And I'm going to do every day with a video. Yeah, my prison stories are funny. Yeah, some of my prison stories are fascinating and intriguing to know. I'll continue to tell them. But like I've said, with this YouTube channel, as it's been growing, like I said, I'm going to branch out and do other things. And hopefully people support me then as they've been showing me support now. Because an individual asked me, if I had life and I was doing life, what I be doing career-wise? Would I still be active? Probably not. I'd probably be still in there being a knucklehead, probably still in there trying to be like Skip and trying to be like Tibbs and trying to be like Guete. There's nothing else to live for in jail. When you're in prison and you're doing life, your opportunities are done. That's why you see them fighting one another on a consistent basis. That's why you always see a lot of people coming out of jail with the same kind of stories that I have, talking about the same betrayals, talking about the same disloyalty, talking about the same situations of being placed in or being taken advantage of. All these prison stories, if you find the root of the stories, they all sound the same. They all sound like there's no negative outcome. There's no positive outcome. It's all a negative outcome. And that's the stories that I'm trying to change now. Because these kids out here that are going down this path, this dark road, I'm just trying to show them that, man, there's a point where you can actually turn off an exit and find that road to redemption. I didn't get that chance to for a very long time. So instead of me being out here saying, you know what, rather this, rather that, this and that, I'm even on my YouTube talking about my people, telling you guys the good and bad. But at least what I did now is I took an opportunity that was given to me by you guys. And instead of being arrogant, instead of being narcissistic, instead of being negative and closed-minded to say, you know what, I'm just going to make this a gang blog, I said, you know what, I'm going to turn a negative into a positive, and hopefully it works out. So I've been basing this whole YouTube off hope and faith that you guys will support me, that I can make a difference, that I could do something great, do something big, and elevate my own game by just being myself, by just speaking the truth, by just speaking facts. And in hopes that not only do I go somewhere with this, but in hopes that these youth follow the same steps that I'm doing and say, you know what? I'd rather be at home than be on the streets. I'd rather be with my family than to be outside. That I'd rather be here than sitting in a prison cell. That's the best that I can do. So thank you guys for giving me this quick opportunity to, express myself just on a personal basis. There's going to be a lot more videos to come. I will get back to my prison stories, and I will get back to answering questions. So with that being said, like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. Peace.